What up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of A Drink in a Game Live. I'm your boy Dre, aka the Faceless Gamer. If you watch me on Twitch, should be streaming tomorrow. Look out for that after the Destiny 2 update goes live. Definitely gonna be on there. See what Destiny 2 has in store for us. So if you want to see from beginning to whenever I give up, how that shit's going, check that out. Just figured I'd plug that real quick. I'm here with my boy Mad King, no longer solo. What up, man?
What up, what
What up,
up?
what up?
Mad King, aka the Chosen One. Lost Ark. I'm kicking ass. Today if you guys caught me stream some Lost Ark. Dope
Yeah, we'll
game.
get to that. Definitely get into Lost Ark. But yeah, check out that stream. Had a lot to say about that. I'll definitely have a lot to say about it in a few minutes and shit. So man, you know what we do here. We drink, we talk about games. We hope you guys that are watching for the first time, we're gonna start trying some new things with a drink of the game. Start talking about a little bit of gaming news, not all the latest gaming news that's out there, but we're gonna talk about what like some very shit that people are talking about, like shit that everyone has on their mind, and we're gonna give
That
our
is.
opinions about some of that shit. Yeah, that's that ish. And excuse my lighting today, guys. My fucking bowl popped. So if you guys wonder why he looks darker than a black guy should look, then like my light fucking went out, and now I'm here with like one damn light staring at me in awkwardness. And so don't worry, I am self conscious about it right now, but I'm trying not to think about it. But without further ado, what you got to drink today while we doing this?
Man, I'm trying to do my healthy life. So I got my light beer Blue Moon.
What? Blue Moon went light? Oh yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I hate when I buy Presidentes and Blue Moons, and I accidentally buy the light one in my Coronas because it used to be different colored packaging instead of me.
Yeah.
'Cause I
Corona
don't
be
do
mad confusing. I feel like they do that shit on purpose.
I'm like, I don't want to freaking go and buy this thing, and I know the word "light" is on the box, but at the same damn time, it's like I want I don't want to have to read when I'm going for beer. Beer is not something I'm going outside to read for. I look at a box, I know what this is. If it's a different color, I know there got to be a different flavor to it. But light beer, always because of the same type of box as the regular beer, and they don't differentiate the damn boxes. It's just the same damn thing. So
Yeah, I think that like it's too much. These man, I'm like going to like I just moved to Charlotte and I'm going to like hate to say it, these white people shopping markets and stuff like that, and they have so many different types of beers now. Like each one has like a paragraph describing why this one's a special one, why this one was different. It's just like I just look at the fucking alcohol percentage. I'm like 9, like 8. That's the one I'm choosing. I don't need a whole story about a beer.
that's all I
Just
do is
make
get alcohol levels too. That's why I be drinking them fucking hazy IPAs every night while I'm at work and shit. Hopefully my
yo.
wife got
Those
the
are the ones
home.
I get too.
Yeah, I love IPAs. Cause I'm like, yo, all I need is one, and that'll keep me good for at least an hour. You know,
Honestly, how many Coronas do you think you need to get a little like tipsy? Because I
well,
be like, I be just those are just like water. There's like it's just nothing
yeah, it
special
is
for me.
like water. Like it takes like I have to be in a celebratory place for me to start feeling the corona. Cause you're like walking around, you're eating, talking it up, you're chalking it up, you're just down and up, you're not even thinking. So usually at parties, I drink faster. So it's like I'm gonna feel it faster than when I'm at home. I'm like my wife makes fun of me of how I drink so fast at parties, and then when I'm at home, I sip one beer for like an hour. You
Oh, you
know,
babysit?
yeah, I be babysitting while I'm gaming because I'm gaming. I'm not focusing on the damn beer as much as I do. But when I'm drinking liquor, this is why I started drinking beer more. Because when I drink liquor, I notice I drink it slower at parties because I'm aware that I have to drive home. But when I'm home, I drink my liquor faster. You know.
Hardcore baby.
Oh my goodness! Why are
Shout
you
out to
watching
Star.
us? The time I tell her to watch us, she's not watching. And then
Yo,
when
she
I'm
always
talking,
has like the best timing. She like she
I
always
know, yo,
knows like when to hop in.
all of a sudden she's watching us. Like go. I know. Don't you gotta give kids a bath right now, babe? You can keep the thing on. I
Yeah,
love
yeah.
you.
Keep me in the background.
Yeah, keep us in the background. We can go wash some butts. Love you. No. Other than that, yeah, I drink liquor faster at home, drink it slower outside, drink beer faster at parties, and drink it slow at home. Like complete opposite.
It's no shame, man. You're
You
enjoying the
know,
beer. That's
I'm
all.
drinking right now. Like I'm about to finish this one presidency. I was drinking for like an hour because I was fucking playing Horizon before we got into this. So I'm about to take care of them because I talk about IPAs. I got the Lagunitas, little something, So for one of those, I like. I'm only gonna drink like 2 or 3 drinks while we're doing this. I gotta make sure I get the IPA. So my store just started selling IPAs too. So I'm happy for that. Glad that we
Nice.
got IPAs in there because I always gotta go to other neighborhoods and shit usually to go get my damn IPAs from a damn bodega. But let's get into it, guys. Like, those who are watching, I know those who are listening, if you want to ever watch us live, you can catch us on Facebook, Twitch, every Monday, 6 o'clock. We're gonna be doing this. If you want to join in, join the chat. And those who are listening and you hear us just veering off to answer a question is because yes, this is a live show. If it's not a live show, we will know because I won't put live in the damn title. Just so you guys know. But this is a hardcore show, so we gotta speak our minds, guys. I know some things could be a little touchy. Some people might get offended by some of the things we say. We don't mean to offend unless I say I don't care about your feelings when I'm saying this.
But like
Yeah,
on top, yeah, I totally agree. I think on top of that, it's so this is a place where it's okay to disagree.
yeah.
And if you have a valid point, please in chat let us know. We're not gonna bash anybody. We could have different opinions on something, but we respect each person. So yeah, please let's debate. Let's have some
We
fun.
know in our rules it'll tell you no trolling and things like that. But if you're funny, we don't give a fuck. Like if you're trolling on and it's in a joking matter, we're not gonna kick you from the damn room. Basically,
Yeah.
like because we don't care. We're fun here. We like to have fun, and this drinking a game is supposed to be about us being at a bar, just shitting on each other, having fun, and all that stuff. Of course, not literally shitting on each other. Even though I'm pretty sure there's some people out there that enjoy that shit. I've heard some
Hey,
stories.
to each their own, you know.
What? Fuck that. Not me though. But anyway, so I had some things before we get into the games. I had some topics. There's some news that came out this week. I wanted to get your opinion on some of this shit. Starting up with where this is the biggest news of the week. I say like weekend videos every day, past 2 or 3 days. We started.
Hold on, your mic is cutting in and out.
Oh shit! You hear me better now?
Yeah, there you go.
All right, so we've been getting these videos all week, overview trailers, class trailers, everything's been released to us. Elden Ring is coming this fucking Friday. What is your hype level for this shit right now, man? Because like I didn't think I remember saying like I went from I'm not buying this shit to oh my god, Friday can't come fast enough. Like
I
so
know.
like
We talked a little bit off air, but I'm really surprised that you're really excited about this game. I don't know. I don't know. From like, I guess this is them. This is software. People are notorious for hard games, and we've been both reading about how like they're trying to make this a little more manageable and a little more easy access. Which I don't know how I feel about that because I kind of want a challenge, but
they're gonna
I,
have areas for challenge. I'm just glad you can run away if it's too much of a challenge.
I think yeah, I think the one thing that I think is gonna kind of your experience of the game is what kind of character you play as and what kind of equipment and weapons you use. I think that's how they're gonna balance the game. I think we'll get more into this because we already kind of chosen our class for that one reason right there. But I think if you're going in there wanting a challenge, you could you could find that challenge. But if you also are going in there wanting to just like chill, kind of be, overpowered a little bit, I think they're giving you that freedom to do that, which I think is pretty dope.
Yeah, I like that's what I said. I said like I know I bitch and I complain about hard games all the time, but the way I like earlier when they were showing, oh, for those of you who are having trouble with a boss or something, like you could summon spirits that will come and help you out and all this type of stuff. So I'm like, yo, they're really going through it. And then I saw somebody play a little bit from the beginning of the game, and I saw like the enemies were dying in like one hit and shit like that. As long as you know what you're doing, and I figure like if I could start off and feel like I'm getting somewhere, like I feel like I've told you I'm looking at this game like it's a Skyrim. Like they literally said, hey, you might not be able to beat this boss now, but go veer off far out in the land, go beat a few people, go find a few hidden chests. You'll get gear that's gonna power you up, level you up, and then next thing you know, you're gonna go to that boss and you'll be able to kill it in like 5 to 10 minutes, because you took the time to grind and level yourself up. So I know if I could go ahead and do shit like that, I don't have no problem. I don't have no problem playing hard games if they're fun. We'll talk
Okay.
about that when it comes to talking about Sifu later. Like if they're fun, I don't mind playing the damn game. So like this is open world. Thing about Demon Souls and Bloodborne, those games weren't open world. You're following it, you're going down a linear path, and when you die, you have to fucking go back and do that. This game, they say when you die, you're gonna respawn right there. Like you're not gonna have to worry about starting
Yeah, I was
over.
gonna say,
Fun.
I'm really. They did mention that it is more fit. I don't think the game is easier. I think the mechanics behind the stuff is easier. I think the checkpoints is
It's
easier,
gonna be
less
less
harsh. I think boss
frustrating.
fights, if you die, you're not starting from the beginning. You're starting from the beginning of the boss fight. So I think that like it's still gonna be challenging, but I think it's more forgiving when you die, and I think that's a good thing. I like the idea of yeah, like we've seen a whole bunch of videos up on our group page, Gamers Never group. Uh, we have videos up there showing just like how you could be on an open world, go into a cave, and there's a dungeon now, and like it's just so seamless to be able to do that. I'm looking to be a mage. I think we already kind of said mage is looking like the easy OP kind of class. If I could be, I always love being the mage with the fucking sword. Like in Skyrim, I'm always that guy. I'm like one hand magic, one hand fucking sword. So that's probably gonna be my play style. Probably gonna look up some builds to kind of like help me with that because I don't have the time to like figure this shit
Like
out.
a
I just like
build.
Google the build, follow the steps, and just like figure it and just have fun playing that way. But like I want to go mage warrior. How about you?
I didn't even think of what to think. I know I was gonna do like one of the majors. I know I'm trying to remember what they said it's called. I know the samurai ones. It intrigues me because they said you could use the you got the katana, you got the bow and arrow, and you have some arcane powers with the samurai. So that does intrigue me. So that's one choice. There's another one, man. Oh God, I don't know if it's like a profit or something along those damn lines. And the one that has the highest though, magical power, I might go with that one. The one where you have to use ranged magic, because
Yeah,
I'll see how that is. And then of course they say just in case a monster comes up close to you, you have a sword to help you attack as well. So I'm looking forward to see how that goes. So I think we'll see what happens because while I'm doing it at the beginning, I might change my mind if they like show me, Lost Ark shows you what you could become when you get to the end game. Like if they do something like that, then it might cost me to change my mind. But
yeah.
till then, it's still up in the air. But I'm definitely going for a magic class. Probably go opposite of whatever you choose. Probably that. But in other news though, they announced Nintendo, being Nintendo, and this has been a hot topic for a few days now. They're closing down the eShop on the Wii and all the DS stuff. So now no one's gonna be able to buy games for their Wii soon, or for their eShop for the Nintendo DS consoles. And like here we go again with Nintendo doing some shit that's pissing people off, and at the same time, we can't complain because when they re-release all that shit we bought again, we're gonna buy it again.
Yeah,
So it's like to me, this is the way of making money they want more subscribers, so they're like, hey, if we close down those shops for all those old games are, now all they could do is buy it off of the damn or being part of our subscription service with the Super Nintendo, the NES, and the Nintendo 64 stuff. What went through your head when you saw this
I don't
damn
know.
news?
Normally I'm like get over it. The old systems, you could get them somewhere else. But like Nintendo has a hardcore fan base where like a lot of people still are playing like the DS. A lot of people are still playing these retro like retros in a sense, but like a lot of people are still using these systems, and to like shut them down, you know, and I feel like these servers are getting shut down faster and faster, which it should be the opposite. You think like the better technology, the more money, like being able to like it to kind of just like not cost so much to have it up means that it should last longer. Not like back in the day when like servers everybody has like how much are they actually like this is like you said just alluding to like them just trying to make money, and I kind of feel bad. I mean, if I have a kid, I'm gonna probably give them like a DS or some shit before they can upgrade to a Steam Deck. I'm not gonna give them anything fucking nice. Like, here, have this, enjoy this shit, and then I'll level you up. So I feel for them. I think it's just like you said, it's for money. But at the same time, man, it's time to get some new shit. Especially the Switch.
But
It's
one
not
thing
that
Nintendo
expensive.
does, though, at least we could give them this. They would take. They're not ones that does a remaster of a lot of things. They rather go and make a brand new title. So with the Mario's, like we don't even when they gave us the old Mario's, there was no damn remaster. It was just like here's the old Mario's, and then we have a new Mario game coming out in the next few months. So like I realize they do that more and they realized that they could keep doing that because why remaster old games if we're gonna
We
keep
could just keep playing the
buying it
same shit.
over and
Yeah.
again? And it's the nostalgia part that freaking getting us because it's like we get these games, and that's why I'm glad I have the Nintendo service. And I guess this is where they want other people's heads to be. Is that with the service now they'll be there and you don't have to buy them because you
Yeah.
have our service. That's what they want everyone because they're like, how can we compete with Game Pass and PlayStation Plus? I guess we got to shut everything down and force everybody to just use their switches, and we're all going to buy it all over again, especially with new
Honest.
kids growing up. You
Yeah.
know, they're going to come and we're going to go like, oh man, I wish she played the old Mario game like I did growing up. You know what? I think it's on this Nintendo Switch service. Let me see. Oh, it's there. Let me subscribe so my son or daughter could play this Switch game.
I was gonna say too, like if they had this in the beginning when Switch first launched, I probably they would have been having my money every month. But like, at least they're adding to that service because in the beginning it was kind of really like, why are you really buying this? Why do you need to pay this online service for Switch when the online service in general is just terrible? You still gotta do friend codes and shit like that. Like, how
Yeah,
dated is this
man. I'm like, yo,
system,
the
man?
main reason I never asked anybody about Switch about this thing, unless we're legitimately gonna play a game with each other, which was only when Animal Crossing came out, was the only time I ever
Yeah,
cared to ask people for their friend code. But ever since then, like until like those Mario Kart tracks come out, which I'll probably be playing with my regular friends anyway, or if we do some type of tournament on Gamerish, it's like it's why can't we just have gamer tags and send fucking invites? Like it's so fucking they're so behind. That's what's crazy. Like they make so much money and they're so behind on the times. Like
it's
that's
crazy.
what irritates me the most. Like
That's why I don't give them up. Yo, I don't know if I'm getting older because I'm not getting cheap. I still drop money dumb fast. But like, I'm getting like rise to like this shit. I've been around long enough. Where I'm like, you ain't getting my money, man. Like all these like remakes and all these games, like Dying Light 2, is like maybe a year ago I would have bought it. But now with Game Pass, man, I just wait. I wait the 3 months. I wait the 6 months. Like
I don't
I
got that.
mean, and like it's fucking $70 now. These games are getting expensive, and it's just like Game Pass changed everything for me, man. I'm like, I wait, and even with like even, but that's the thing about Nintendo. The games hardly ever go on sale. Like I want to buy the new Mario Party game.
They've been more lenient with it though. Like Mario Kart's been on sale a few times.
How old is that game though?
I know, but yeah, it took them years to do it. But they started putting more games on sale. But the thing is that they don't have that many first party games out, new first party games that they won't wait a while.
Yeah.
Like
So
we're not going
they
to see no Black Friday sale if Breath of the Wild comes out before November. We definitely won't see no Black Friday sale on that. They don't even do Black Friday sales for their consoles. Like we're
no.
still the original Switch is how many years old now? 5 years old, and it's still the same price, even though they had two other iterations come out, and it has yet to drop a damn price. The original Switch, because people are still eating it up. So Nintendo
You know
just
that saying though, if it's not broken, why fix it?
it's broken. They just don't ever
It's not broken.
be
People keep
bona
going to
like
it.
we need to boycott. but we won't. We won't. Um, but other than that, last bit of news, like this should take us real quick. How do you feel? Like they announced today at Paramount Plus, you know we got Halo coming to Paramount Plus, but they announced today that Master Chief's face will be shown during the show. What do you think about that? You think they going off script, or do you not
They
mind? Yeah.
the part of the reason why I don't want really not interested is because they did like interviews with about the story and stuff like that, and they said that they're not going to follow the books, they're not going to follow the games. They're kind of going to do the same thing similar to The Witcher, where like they're going to kind of use the book as like a reference point, but they're not going to stick to it point by point. So that kind of made me just uninterested in it because like I want to follow Master Chief's story. I want to follow like everything that I went through and been through with him since I was a fucking kid, and like the fact that they're like, oh, we're gonna do our own thing and we're just gonna like figure it out. It's just like, nah, I'm not interested in that shit, man. I want the fucking story. I want to. It does. Halo deserves a fucking movie. It deserves to be treated like Lord of the Rings. It deserves to be treated like other fucking franchises out there. And the fact that like they finally get their chance and they're like, oh, we're just gonna like follow our own beat. It's just like I am just not interested in it.
I'm
So
interested. Like we've seen his face in the animated, like in the 3D animated movie for Halo, where they had like his original team that he was fighting with. So that was, and he showed him as a kid. They never showed him as an adult. They just showed his face as a kid. And so, like, if they're gonna do their own thing, it better be very intriguing because, like, it's Halo, and this is one thing I'll be thinking about. Like, whenever they hire these directors and producers of these shows, why not ask these people what the fuck do you know about this franchise before you hire them? Like, do you care about Halo? Have you ever heard? If a producer never heard of Halo, they shouldn't be on it. If they have no idea what the story of Halo consists of, if they need a team of people to sit down with them and be like, "Here, read this. This is Halo's story." Oh man, like maybe they should do that. Actually, that actually sounds like a good idea. If you know nothing about Halo, then maybe you should get some people to sit down and play the games for you if you don't know how to play games. Because I'm pretty sure all these old head Hollywood people barely ever touched a controller since fucking 1993 or something.
yeah,
So they'll be out of touch with what Halo was and what Halo is. I think Paramount Plus they have the budget to do some great things with it, but see what happens. I'm getting a little glitchy over here. I don't know what the hell
yeah. I'm like,
camera.
yeah, you talking shit about Halo, they have to cancel you.
I know, right? Like, shit, those motherfuckers so mad about Halo. Well, I'm excited for the show, but as long as they don't be crazy, like, it's like Lord of the Rings show coming out, and I almost teared up when that trailer was playing during the Super Bowl. I was like, it's
Oh
back.
yeah, I was gonna ask you because there's a lot of like bad talk about that show right now. People are kind of hating on it,
Well,
and
I'm
some of the
about 4 Lord of the Rings groups on Facebook and Instagram and stuff like that. The general consensus in the fanboy groups is that we're fine with it. There's some things we don't like. Well, some people I don't care. Like the dwarves in the books and in the movies, they say dwarf women had beards. So they had the black lady as a dwarf, and she has no type of hair on her damn chin. So people are like, "What's going on?" They're like changing up the lore and stuff, But this show is like thousands of years in the past. I guess they could try and explain why they don't have hair
well,
then.
if I think they had an article, Vanity Fair article, where they said they're not gonna try to explain shit. They're saying like everybody's just a hater, and you just gotta deal with it, pretty much.
It's like because it's like if you read the Silmarillion, if I'm saying it right, it's like we know what's supposed to happen. Like because this is the story of how like up to Sauron getting corrupted. This is when Galadriel was fighting wars, her and Elrond back in the past. Like because if you read that stuff, you know that she lost a lot of family members during the war and all that stuff. So like if they have her family there, I'm expected to see her whole family die and people leave her and things like. Cause it looks like they're gonna focus on her and Elrond's relationship in the past, so that might be fun. And then they're going to show not hobbits, but the people, the descendants. Well, the hobbits, the people that came before hobbits. So they have another name. I forgot what their names are called. But these people are the ones that become known as hobbits in the future.
So
So
how do you? Yeah,
they're gonna have their ancestors in the show.
so like there's like two, like you said, it's two parties. People who are kind of like me, who are just like, this is all new to me. I don't know what's correct, what's not correct. It looks like Lord of the Rings. I'm down for it.
People
But then
watching
you
Game
have
of Thrones
people,
that didn't read the book.
yeah, and there's people who are like super hardcore who've read the books 100 times that like have tattoos of Lord of the Rings, and like I could feel for how they are like when you are in love with the franchise and you read the books and the books are very, because that's the thing, these books are very clear about the lore. Like he's did a fantastic job of describing every aspect, to the colors, to the race, to how they talk, walk, and everything. And then when you have a big studio like this, who honestly is just there for the money, they don't really give a shit about the lore. That is, they're like, yo, we can make a lot of money off this shit. How do
And
you feel with them
trilogy is
changing it?
up for grabs now. Like I think it's like 3.5 billion right now, or somewhere along that line. So if someone wants to go and remake the trilogy right now and the video game franchises, it's up for sale. Like,
Yeah, but so how do you feel about them changing the lore just to
I,
like kind of
I
fit the
want
today's time?
it's expected because I know like I'm twisted on this because I'm a fanboy, but I'm black.
Because also you're black and
Yeah,
yeah, and you
exactly.
want to be seen, because like you could speak to this more than I do, because I mean I'm a minority just as well, but like they're adding black elves,
Yeah,
where like in the lore there is no black elves, and like so, and in one aspect, I mean, I'm sure we both could feel the same about wanting to be represented in Lord of the Rings, to be like, hey, I look like this person, that's fucking dope. But on the other hand, it's like this is kind of just like,
this is not what happens.
exactly. So it's just like part of me is like, fuck yeah, put some black people in Lord of the Rings. But the other part of me is like, this isn't the way to do it. Why not just make a new fantasy show and just something, create something new, you
Well,
know?
they want to have people just jumping in with the hype right away. Like, cause look at Gamer, how many times I put Lord of the Rings stuff, how many people comment about, I can't wait for this, I can't wait for this. Like, Lord of the Rings, like, we've been waiting on something new. But I don't even remember when the last Hobbit movie came out, but still, like, the Lord of the Rings universe, we've been waiting on something new for a long time. Like, it would be great if Orlando Bloom makes a guest appearance if he was alive during those times. His character legend was that they've been alive for hundreds of thousands of years, and like if he could show up, you could do some stuff with the Gimli, not parents, but that's before even Gimli's parents, but his grandfather, and all show us the mines before they were taken over by Balrog and all that stuff. Like, show us what happened there, show us how the Moria was made. They can still do things like that. It might not be all the same characters and stuff, but they just make sure this show connects in certain ways. As a part where different races play in, like black people in it, I try not to think about it. In the down, we guess when they first show black people on the poster, I'm just like, no, that's not right. But but
But I think part of the problem is like they're not doing it. I feel like they're doing it because almost they feel like they're supposed to do it instead of doing it because it's the right thing to do. It's almost weird. It's like one of those like things where like when you get caught doing something and you apologize, you're not really apologizing. You got caught. It's almost like they're like, let's just add these characters and make them black, Spanish, whatever, because we know that people will love it. Because people will get people to talk about it, and two, we'll get some brownie points for it. So like that's the thing that like kind of like that's why I'm on the fence. Is like if they really were in there to like this is what we want to do and we want to do it. Or if they're like, hey, we could get extra points if we put a black elf. We get extra points if we get a dwarf woman who's also a black. Like I wonder. That's the thing. Like you don't know because these are big ass corporations. They're not friends. They're not family people. They're not like just hanging around. They're just thinking about the bottom dollar and how can they get more people or more attention on this subject.
yeah, if they make it good, they got write this thing perfectly.
Yeah,
and everything.
You're
Like,
right.
I'm gonna see it. Like, as long as they do it right, as long as they do it right, everything's gonna be fine. Just like with Game
You're
of
correct.
Thrones, people overlooked how much shit they changed because they did it right. The Boys is way more graphic than the shit we see, and they're just doing it in such a good way that no one's complaining. Because I bought all the Boys comics, so I know Invincible. They rushed that first season. Like, there's so much things they skipped in Invincible, and it's just like, but the fucking show is fucking awesome. Even though a lot of people had no idea Invincible was a comic until that show came out, and even I did it, and I went out and bought the comics for Invincible. So I'm like, so now I'm reading them. I'm like, yo, they skipped over mad shit. The Umbrella Academy, left out a whole bunch of shit in the Umbrella Academy and added a bunch of shit that never happened to the comics. And so there's
Well, speaking of that, do you feel like that's a concern with the new Lord of the Rings? Do you think they're gonna maybe wash things over, to just like rush through it?
I don't think they're gonna rush through it because it's stories that we've never seen before. Like, they're taking lore and they're just giving it a backstory. So it's like they're not taking everything, but they said, like, if you read the Silmarillion, you'll know what's supposed to happen. You'll be more protected than those who just jumping in it because they see Lord of the Rings. It's one. But we'll see what happens. I have high hopes for this show. I'm trying not to make my expectations too high, but I know, like, when this show comes out and it drops, I'm gonna fucking sit in my game chair. I'm gonna get some popcorn. I'm turning off the lights and I'm like fucking indulging in this shit. And my wife is gonna be forced to watch whether she wants to or not. She's gonna be watching the Lord of the Rings show. So we'll see. And it's gonna show up the Rings of Power. So like you're gonna see how the kings got corrupted, how the elves got corrupted, or maybe Gandalf, a younger version of Gandalf will be there. You'll see him with his ring, and the wizard and all that stuff. Cause they never talk about Gandalf having a ring. They never talk about Sauron and his ring. Like, they don't bring up none of that shit. So this is our chance to. This is a chance for people to fill in gaps, and this is a chance for people who never read the Silmarillion to figure out what happened in the past in their own way, even though some stuff might be changed. As long as it's
Yeah.
entertaining. As long as it's entertaining. But we spoke about that shit longer than I thought we would. And of course, if anybody watching, if you got some questions, you guys want to jump in, definitely just hop in the chat and jump in. Let us know what you think about Lord of the Rings or anything we've been talking about. And I know there's a bunch of fans we got on the Gamers Network. But let's get into this game talk, man. First, I want to talk about is the game you was just streaming today. I want to start off with Lost Ark, man. This new MMO came out, man. Well, it's not new, 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's coming to America. It's been out in Russia, been out in China already. And like, I know you've been going because this is the first MMO I seen you like rushing to actually get to
Get to
end
end
game.
game. Yeah.
I'm usually the one here playing Elder Scrolls for years, still paying a Final Fantasy subscription, even though I only play it twice a month.
Bro,
Like,
we should definitely stream that because I want to get into it. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
all right, I can stream it because my sister actually ended it for next month, so I have 1 more week to play.
Yeah, so I'm playing Lost Ark. It's probably gonna be in my rotation of streaming games. It's a fucking like crazy game. Like the best thing about this game is that it's already been out for 2 years, and in Korea and stuff like that. So finally being able to play it, we don't have to deal with the bullshit of like New World, all the fucking glitches, all the fucking bullshit that New World is dealing with right now. That's just all settled. Like we're getting a game that's like kind of reaching into its prime. All the bugs are fixed. All the issues, other than the queue time, because in us in North America, our servers are fucking really.
I haven't had a
No, no,
chance.
yeah, no. I'm saying like in North America, our servers are no issue. But if you go to like Europe,
Oh
their
yeah, yeah.
servers are
I saw the
fucking
news today. They
terrible.
have no way of
Yeah,
enhancing.
their server times up to like 20,000 queues. It's ridiculous. There's people who like come home from like we both work. Imagine coming home, start up your game, and you're in a queue with over 20,000 people to play the fucking game
I'm
that you you wanted to play. I probably would just delete it and just come back in a month or something. So there is, it's not all perfect. I want to just put that out there that this game, the two issues is the queue times in Europe and the pay to win aspect, which
which I haven't run into yet in the early game. But I saw when watching these streams today that yeah, I see like there could be times now where you could be like, yo, you want to fast forward this shit?
yeah, exactly.
And I saw now I was looking because every time you log in, you see that option for a power pass, and I'm like, what the fuck is the power pass? And so I went and googled it, and and they said power pass is purchase it is to get you straight to level 50. And I'm
Yeah,
just
but it's for a new character.
yeah, new characters.
So this game is so in depth. They have, you have a main character you use, and you have art accounts, and you could fast forward. So because this game's been out for 2 years, there's many classes that haven't even been released yet in the U.S. edition. So so to say like a new character comes out, use a power pass, gets to level 50, and you can start doing end game stuff. So I like the aspect where like you don't feel like it's a fucking play 40, 50 hours to level up a character. So they make it very easy for that. I'm level 43,
Doing it on
44.
my end just because like I like the I just like the grind of learning new skills, learning new skills and then as you level up you get a new skill and just like all right, let's see how this skill runs works in my repertoire. So I never use this pay to level up except the scales of the rise, except the regular skill. You know.
It's nice to have the option though, and you get two of those for free or three of those for free. So they're not that's not really pay to win. So they kind of give it to you so you can just like use it if you want, not use it. I haven't made a second account yet, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting to the end game, chaos dungeons, getting that kind of Diablo, getting better loot, better gear, and like just trying to like get max score because like most MMOs after you get past a certain level, it's all about gear score. So I'm just on my grind right now, and I'm really behind the curve because a lot of people are just been playing this nonstop. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to take my time. I don't want to get like burnout on this,
Taking
which I
more time than you take it. I'm only level 24, I think. 24.
oh wow, you level 24. I didn't know that.
Yeah, like, I've been playing. I just didn't get to that because ever since I've been grinding on one character, I'm like, damn, I know I gotta. I told you I was gonna create a character to play with you on this server, and I just like, but let me level up this motherfucker a little bit more today, and I never get back to creating that other character. So I gotta get to that. What I love about this game, one, the controller support that's there, like it's so perfect. It's like and you feel like you're playing an action game with the controller. You don't know pointing and clicking, and I know you like the mouse and keyboard, but I just love how the controller support is so fluid. Other than when you want to get into menus, you got to go and click because you use the right stick, but it moves so slow. When you use the right stick, like just going to pick up your mouse and go and click and do you have to do it real quick. So there's that. So this is the story, like the voice acting, the graphics are great. It looks better than Final
Yeah,
Fantasy.
people were giving shit to the voice acting, but I'm like, what do you expect, man? It's an MMO. It's not like fucking like some crazy shit right now. And like it's okay. It does its job, you know. Like
Desert. Like what I like about like I think these people that made Black Desert were part of it. And like one thing I hated about Black Desert was that stupid black fucking demon that follows us everywhere and he has something to say
oh
every
yeah,
fucking
constantly talking.
time.
Yeah,
It's like shut up. You
I
know,
honestly kind of like stopped playing because of that shit.
yeah, like and every time I started over, like I tried starting that game over every time a new class came out. And I'm just like, yo, I can't deal with this motherfucker talking to me every fucking 5 minutes. So this game doesn't have anything like that. It's just like go through. You don't really have to kill you. And what I like I know what's happening in the story without even. I know what's happening in the story without even having to read everything people are saying because when those cutscenes come on, that's like the important parts. So
Yeah,
there's that, and then I got an echo now.
yeah. Just give me a second. Audio problems.
No problem. But yeah, so you know what's going on in the story? The story seems interesting. Like I said earlier, I hate hard stuff in a game, but these dungeons in this game. They make going in like
I know you was telling me you was doing it by
I make
yourself.
every
I'm like, shit.
dungeon solo hard, like, and I'm getting through it, and I've only died maybe twice in the 4 dungeons that I've done so far. So this
Yeah,
game
they
is
the
accessible, you know,
yeah. Hold
very
on. Okay.
accessible. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But other than that, like another thing I like, oh yeah, so people are gonna wonder, for those who didn't know, you start this game off at level 10, and like they give you
Well,
the whole,
you could do the
yeah,
prelog.
you did the pre-prologue, but you still start at level 10 because you know what this was. What I've read when the game first came out, everyone started at 1, but in the prologue, you had to go. It was so long, and people had to do so much reading. It turned people off. So what they decided to do for the U.S., because they know we're less attention savvy than other places, they decided to just tell us, give us the prologue, let us play through that, and then just put us at level 10 with some skills. Because before you had to play a prologue and all those stuff. Like if you go and get the story of the character. All of that was actually story part of the game in the prologue, but they made them skip.
They took that shit out, which I don't know how. Like it sucks because each individual had their own cutscene. Each one had like their own backstory to each subclass, and they kind of took all that out and just made one generic video that like every character starts with, which kind of sucks. I wish you could have an option, just have it there, maybe in the settings, and be able to like look at them at least. I don't. I'm sure we could just YouTube it, but like I don't know. Like, give me that option at least. If I really want to get into it, let me get into it.
Yeah, because I was like that, kind of like, damn, I'm level 10. Like, did I do something wrong? Does the prologue do that? Like, what if I would have jumped straight into the game? Would I have been level 10? So I was thinking that until I read up on it, and they said that
But
they
I
took
didn't even
that
notice that was
stuff
level
away.
10.
Yeah, you start at level 10 automatically. So that's why you have so many skills when you start. Like, they give you like
Hey, I ain't complaining. Because that pre-log, it kind of teaches you the basic controls and stuff like that, which is fine. And then, but yeah, just throw me in there.
yeah, but the game is good, man. I'm loving that. I
And it's
haven't.
free to play.
Yeah, free to play. I paid the $15 to get on it early. Just like
Easy, like
I've been
worth
waiting.
it.
Like Steam, was like they took the game down off of Steam because of how many people were trying to get in it. So I literally had to go to their website and download the game from their website
Oh
and
wow.
play it
Yeah. Oh
early.
yeah. There was an issue. That was another issue on launch. Too many people. It wasn't through. It wasn't Lost Arks. It was like Steam. Like Steam was like fucking up because there's so many people trying to download at the same
I had
time.
it on my wish list and it disappeared. Cause I'm like, yo, I can't wait to play this game. So I put it on my wish list, and like they didn't even send me no notification about they had to see online that I could get in it early. And this was only like 1 day before, and I'm like, wait till Friday, which is only 24 hours, or getting this shit now. And you know me, if I can get access to a game right away,
Early, yeah.
get buy that game. Like, I'm gonna pay whatever it costs to
They
get
really should make that a standard, just every game. Like if I could get Elden Ring early and pay like $10, $15,
Yeah,
I'll
I'll pay
fucking do
extra
it.
$20 right now. Like I got my taxes. I'll put an extra $20 right now and get on damn Elden Ring tonight. Like
Yeah.
please, like I'm supposed to go to work for 9 o'clock. I'll cut that shit. Like screw
That
work.
I
Elden
don't
Ring.
feel good.
Yeah, word. Like they told me, yo. I told my job yesterday. I was like, yo, man, I don't want to work Friday, man. They're like, we need you Friday. And I'm like, yo, Elden Ring, man, y'all don't know this, man. Y'all have no
It
idea.
comes out Thursday though, right? Or it comes out Friday?
I think it's what was that? I
The
think
24th?
the 21st is today. Oh,
No,
24th.
24th. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Thursday. So it's Thursday.
Yeah.
I thought it was the 25th. Double check that
Oh,
since you on the computer. I
all
know
right.
you can double check that because like if it's Thursday, I'm even more excited because
Yeah. If it starts like,
yeah. So as soon as that means I could my thing is preloaded, and as soon as I come home from work
yeah,
from
February
Wednesday,
24th.
okay. So then I'm coming home and my wife got to deal with my shit. Like,
But it's not gonna be early. It's weird. It's not gonna
afternoon.
be. Yeah.
One of those afternoon. I
6
mean, like,
p.m. Eastern.
see, there we go. That's always the
No,
fun.
no, mine. It's February 24th, 11 p.m. Eastern. So
Of
it might as well.
So yeah. So well, when I get home, I'll still have it ready to play. At least I can come
Can
home.
we do the whole Xbox thing and get it early, a day early?
I never try that because I don't want to end up being one of those people that get locked out of my console out of anywhere. They figure out
Yeah, it
what.
says so. It says consoles midnight local time for February 25th. PC for some reason it's February 24th, 6 p.m. Eastern. So for some reason, if you get it on PC, you get it earlier.
All right.
Cool.
Well, good for PC users, and you get $10 off. I think if you pre-ordered it on PC, you got $10 off for the game. But
I'm definitely gonna. I'm getting it on PC.
I'm a console gamer. I'm like I can't like, and plus I want to play co-op, and I don't know if there's cross-platform co-op. And I know I got a bunch of people around me that's like, Mo's getting it on PS5. I got people
True.
at work getting it on PS5. So I'm like, all right, cause I was getting it on Xbox. We put a poll on Gamerish if you guys want to be there. Like our Gamerish, we do a lot of polls and tournaments, but I put it out. Well, Mike put the poll out there, and I put Xbox until I realized like I was looking at the DualSense features. And I'm just like, oh shit, I think I'm gonna get this on PlayStation now. And I just finished ordering my Samsung internal hard drive, so that should be coming in a few days, so I can stop having to take things off my hard drive and transfer or delete. Cause I buy too many games, so I'm constantly transferring and deleting stuff, and then having to retransfer and delete something else. So I had to get that 2 terabyte. So that's paid for that today. So in a few days I should be getting that. But overall, back to fucking Lost Ark. This game is amazing, man. There's blood, there's guts, there's story, there's dungeons. It's like you never feel held back in this game. One thing I don't know further on, because you're further on in the game. One thing I have a problem with, which shouldn't really be a problem, because it could help me focus on the story, but I feel like side quests are just drooled and dropped to you. Like I feel like you go in an area, there's like 2 or 3 side quests. You can do them real quick, and then it's right back to the story, and there's no more
Yeah.
side quests in that area until you move to the next area. Are you still feeling that at level 40 something that I'm feeling at
Oh
20 something?
no, there's maybe too many. This like this there's fucking so much shit to do. Well, like it's actually like kind of distracting. Um, there's world bosses. There's like tougher enemies that show up on the map. There's special not a the special like challenges you do in an area, which you probably already experienced. Kill X amount and
Yeah.
before you leave. And there's side quests everywhere. You might be hanging out in that area a little bit too long. You might want to just kind of like bounce, but like everywhere I go, there's like maybe too much stuff. And they actually say, that's the thing, enjoy the pace, but you don't need to do side missions for the XP. If you do this, because like other MMOs, you want to do side missions, get the XP level up faster, but they designed this game to again like to get to end game. So if you just do the story missions, they give you enough XP to reach level 50 at the end of the game
I
of the
sure they
story.
do, but I'm one of those people like I played Horizon and like all these
Yeah,
fucking
but
question marks on the map. I like running over there to
yeah,
get like let me see
but
what
like
the
that they made it where like you actually don't get enough, like the XP is not worth it kind of thing. And you with so many games coming out right now, you might burn yourself out of Lost
yeah,
Ark a
I
little bit doing
know,
side
I know.
missions. So I would say focus on the main missions, and then and you could always go back. And if anything, you go back is easier.
Oh, so they still keep them. No, they don't
Yeah,
disappear.
they
No, they
don't
don't
disappear, so
fucking
you could always
disappear.
just
That's
come
an
back.
MMO, so of course they don't fucking disappear. So other than that, let's go on to the next game. Since I was bringing up, I know I was about to talk about Horizon, but before I go into Horizon, we got a game that came out last week that we didn't speak about 2 weeks ago that we never got a chance to talk about. You're playing Pokemon Arceus, right?
Yes, of course.
All right. So what's your thoughts on that? Like, you still playing it, or I know like I've been in and out. I still got my Switch right here. I play it for like an hour in the morning, but then I'm like trying to get to my console games right now.
Yeah,
So what's been your experience? What you like? I remember you were skeptical on it, and I was the one that was high on it. So
I
got it.
enjoy it. I think it's a fun. I think it's a fun game, but I think like you said, like it came out at a good time, kind of before all this shit happening right now, and like I got like probably like 50 like 40, 30 hours on that. Like I played the crap out of it, and I was gonna make a post on it on our Facebook but like it's hitting the same spots that Animal Crossing did of like the check marks. You know, you need 10 of this. You need to care like and like the Pokedex. You
I
need
like
to
that
like
because I never growing up ever
me
cared
either.
about filling up my Pokedex until now. Now I like look at a Pokemon all the time, press down on the D-pad, see if I got to 10. If I didn't get to 10, I'll do it. If I've already got to level 10 with them, I just run past them.
Yeah, so like that's like I sometimes you want that in a game of just like okay, I need to do this, I need to do that, and just kind of like have that like I got like 10 minutes. Let me go finish this Pokedex for a Pikachu, and let me just like do that. And I really enjoy that. I love that you can spend hours on it or you can spend 10 minutes on it, and I like that flexibility. I was very defending the game's graphics in the beginning because I was like, it's Pokemon, it's Nintendo. What are you expecting? This isn't a trip like I was gonna say this isn't a triple A game, but it is a triple A game. This isn't on the Xbox, this isn't on PS5. But then Digital Foundry, which is really good on like tech videos on YouTube, they did a comparison to other Switch games, older Switch games that've done more with that technology than Pokemon has. And then that's when I started thinking like
Stuff
maybe
other
like
than
you know
Breath of
what
the Wild because we already know it's not going to be no Breath
I
of the Wild.
I wanted to avoid saying that, but like it was other games. It's a video on YouTube. Definitely worth watching. But like they were just showing that like other games smaller than Pokemon has done more with the graphics. So I wonder if it's just kind of like we could get away with some shit. Let's just like do this. But so I enjoy it. I think it's a dope game. I don't know where it's gonna be at the end of the year kind of conversation, game of the year or best RPG or anything like that. I think
No,
it's
I
too
don't think we're
early,
going there. Yeah, it's too early
but I
for them.
think I don't think it's like winning any races. I don't think it's winning anything. I think it's a fun Pokemon game. I love the direction, and I'd be curious to see what the next one is like the same format,
Yeah,
the
because
same
now we're
system,
gonna
just
have to go back
improvement.
into present day. So it's like, how are they gonna incorporate
If
everything
they do that, who
there?
knows? They might
Yeah.
just. I mean, I
Well,
haven't beat the
remember,
game.
we're
I don't know
from
what
the
happens.
future. Our character is from the future, so it's like, what are you guys like? Are you guys gonna change the story up a little bit and be like, oh, your guy came back from the past. At the end of this game, we find a way back into the portal, and I don't know, guys. I haven't reached the end of the game, but I'm just theorizing. Our next Pokemon that comes, like he comes and he tells people, hey, you don't need to battle in order to catch a Pokemon. You guys could just throw your Pokeballs at them, you know. And then now everyone catches on to this, and now the next games are like, all right, we can run around free form and thing.
I
And I
think they
hope,
keep this separate. I don't think they're gonna make this because this isn't um, the same. They they this is Pokemon Legends, and they I think they
yeah, I
kind of
know they
want
call
that
it
to be
that, but they
sep.
also use the storyline from Diamond and Pearl,
No, no, no.
like,
I know. I'm just
you
saying, but
know,
I think that if they're smart, I won't try to make this the mainstream game. I think keep the traditional Pokemon Red, Blue,
I don't
Gold,
know.
Silver,
You'd have to
and then
play
have
with
this as
this.
a have this as a second thing, like a Pokemon Legends. I would have Pokemon Legends than Pokemon Go Eve or Go Pikachu. You know,
Yeah,
I rather do Pokemon
exactly. Like,
Legends,
I
and
don't
then
want to
if
go back to what
no,
we
but
had
like it's
the
your
last.
choice because I kind of miss the gym battles. I kind of miss
Well, yeah, I
the
miss gym
constant the
definitely.
training.
I feel
I
like
kind
I'm
of but like
training for nothing right now. Like, I really feel
yeah,
like,
but like but that's what I'm saying. Like it kind of feels like hitting that Animal Crossing where like I don't need to worry so much about the levels of my Pokemon, even though you do. But like I just feel like this is such a more chill Pokemon experience where like I'm just kind of enjoying just fucking being out there and just catching Pokemon. You know, this is like the first Pokemon game where I just want to catch Pokemon and do a Pokedex. Before I'm like, let me just get my starting six, level them up, go to gym, and that's it. You know, so it's
yep,
kind of nice to have a different kind of vibe.
yeah, I'm loving it. Like, I love trying to catch all the, I don't know what would they call them, the ones with the red eyes, like
Oh
the
shit, yeah.
whole catch a bait with them, like and getting them. Like when I get one on the first try, I'm like yes, but then when I got to throw out mad cherries and berries to try and get behind them and stuff, you know, because whenever I try to do a damn battle, like I sometimes get my ass whipped. Then one of them, I can't remember that freaking rhino one, and I found one of those. God, I can't why I can't remember what they're called with the red eyes, but if anybody knows, please drop it in the comments. But I went after him, and he kept jumping out of every Pokeball. I had the Great Ball, I had the Heavy Ball. I mean, throwing it, he kept jumping out. And then I realized I only have 4 stars, and that only makes Pokemon up to level 40 obey me. And so
Yeah.
he was a level 50 because I didn't battle him, so I didn't know. So I said, let me battle him. Then I'm like, oh shit, he's a level 50. All my Pokemon are only like 20 something, and he just chewed through us. But one thing I like is that you can run at any
Yeah.
time. Like I love that shit. Like I hope they incorporate that. No, oh, stop you from running. No, I should be able to run away anytime. No Pokemon could just be like, oh, you can't run away, and then they're like, oh, Pikachu stopped you from running. Like that makes no damn sense to me.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they did that. I like how you can run in between attacks. Like I'm like, oh no, I don't want you to get hit by this and just throw yourself in the way and get hit by an attack. Like I like what they did. So they're making progress. But they do need to work on that graphic stuff there. Find some way to incorporate because they could do this, and the next one could incorporate gyms. Because remember, this game is about people still being scared of
Scared of Pokemon.
Pokemon
Yeah.
and everything. So in the next one, they could put how many years in the future now, and they're like, oh, now everyone is used to Pokemon. Oh, strong people, strong trainers are opening up their own. We could call them dojos, like they did in some of the games. Like before they go to gyms, they could be dojos, and you go to the dojo and test your might against their Pokemon and stuff like that. So like I like all that in the game, man. And this is the first game where I'm like always like usually in a regular Pokemon, you'll go and you'll find your team and you'll level them up to 50 and go through the game with that same team. This game is like, in order, maybe, hey, his thing says I got to see him use this move 5 times. So now I want to go and get this Pokemon out and put him on my team. And it's like the hardest thing to see who am I going to swap out because you gain this damn relationship with these Pokemon after a while. You're like, damn, sorry, Pidgey, I gotta let you go. Like it's like I feel bad. And then when um, then once they level up to their final evolution, I'm like, all right, I guess I gotta let you go now because now you're useless to me when it comes to the Pokedex. Because yeah,
Yeah.
you're
I'm
strong in
running into that
battles,
too a little
but you
bit.
can't. Yeah, you can't do nothing else for me. So as soon as one of my Pokemon reach their final level, I usually go and switch them out for another one that needs to grow a evolution and stuff. I'm not even that far. I only have 4 stars right now, which I should have way more
I think
since
I'm
I
at
had a
six.
day one. Yeah, so I gotta get back on it. But still a good game. Just want to bring that up real quick. But I don't know if you guys, oh yeah, you did get it. Horizon Forbidden West.
Yes.
So this
Beautiful
game
game.
right here, yeah, it's very beautiful. One thing I realized, like, so when I first started it, I was excited to play, but then I realized, like, once I turned off the game, like, it's a good game, and when I play it, I'm having fun. So I don't want anybody to get this misconstrued for what I'm about to say. But there's a reason why. It's something about Horizon that you just don't feel like you. I'm doing the negative before I go positive. Like when you don't feel like you have to go and finish this game anytime. So it's like Horizon Zero Dawn. I've listened to so many podcasts. I'm seeing so many people writing on the internet. There's so many people that are like me that waited till like early this year to finally finish Zero Dawn. There's so many people out there that never felt like people were hyping up Forbidden West, and then when you talk to them about it, like, oh, I never finished Forbidden Dawn. I'm like, so you never finished Forbidden Dawn, but you're here hyping up Forbidden West I guess just because you're a PlayStation fanboy. You're like, look, we got Forbidden West, but yet you never even finished the last game. And I realized this was like a known thing. Like I listen to IGN podcasts, I listen to GameSpot podcasts, I listen to Easy Allies, and I listen to this other one. Oh God, fuck, I'm forgetting their name, but out of like they have a panel like 2 or 3 people, and at least 1 or 2 people did not finish Zero Dawn, or they
Yeah.
say
But were
I
those people like hyping it up, or they just like I never got a chance to finish it?
yeah, they like never had a fence and they had a reason. And they're like me. Like when I first played Zero Dawn, it was fun, but it was over convoluted with so much side quests that it was doing so many of them that I felt like this is too much. And it took me till the end of last year. I finally started the game over again, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna rush through this. I didn't do no side quests. I just went through the story and beat the game. Put it on easy mode. Went
Yeah.
through the game and just beat it so I know what's happening before Forbidden West comes out. So
Even
now
though they do a pretty good job of a video in the beginning explaining
they
everything.
try, but there's some stuff you miss because you might not know like a lot of the returning characters at the beginning because they don't tell you about the returning characters until you read your journal. Then you'll learn about them. So there's that. At least it was fresh in my mind because the game came out so long ago that now you can refresh yourself and things like that and play it. But the game's great though. I just had that. Like when I turn off this game, it's like when I turn on my PlayStation, I don't say I need to continue Forbidden West right now. Like I go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Or I'm playing Dying Light 2, which we'll talk about in a minute. It's like other stuff are preoccupying my time, but when I play Forbidden West, I'm loving it. I'm loving the graphical style. I love how she feels so light. Like her character feels lighter when you're jumping with the X button. I'm like, yo, she doesn't feel as heavy as she
Yeah.
felt in the first game. And maybe she lost some weight from all that climbing and jumping around from the last game. But other than that, she felt very light. And so like the combat is fun. Like I just was before we got came on running around just looking for parts to upgrade stuff to shoot things off of people. I realized I do a better. I was streaming the first 2 hours of the game, and I know for those who watched, I probably missed a few shots that probably should have been easy. But when nobody was watching me today, like I was hitting them things on the point. I'm like, God, what a difference when you don't have any pressure, But it's a good game. The story
Are
still
you playing on performance or resolution?
I'm paying on well, I think performance. Yeah, I'm playing on performance. Yeah,
Uh,
playing on performance. So because I don't really care, like the game looks good enough for me not to have to play on resolution. So I'm playing on performance. The story seems okay so far. It could be a little confusing if you haven't played part one. You'll probably be a little confused, especially
yeah,
when
it's
nobody
just
first
like it jumps you right into like almost like the continuation of it. So like, because honestly, like I to speak on how you were saying how like you don't it doesn't scream to like be played. Like there's like it's there and like I know if I play this I'm gonna have a good time, but it's not like screaming to you to like play me. And I feel the same way with the last one. Well, like when I did play it, I had a great time with it. But like once you kind of put it down, you kind of forget about it a little bit. This is my personal experience. And I kind of feel the same with this. Like I played like an hour. I had a great time exploring, climbing, fucking double jumping. The combat's it's tense. It's tense because like there's no easy like you get fucked up by anything out there.
yeah.
There's no easy like fucking
Even
ways to
I'm
kill these
playing
things.
on easy right now, and like these fucking monsters are relentless, These guys are still coming at you, to throwing things at you. Like you still got to think about what you're freaking doing. Like you can't
Yeah,
just run up to them and just start beating their ass. Like you'll get killed easily, So there's that. If I had any complaint, well, I look like I said, the combat is fluid, story's okay. Graphics are there. I haven't had any problem with no pop outs or anything like that. But the one problem I have is the climbing. Like they give you that little grapple hook now, and you can use that, but sometimes it don't even work when you want. But climbing is a fucking hassle. They make this shit seem like it's supposed to be complicated. Like in the beginning of the game, you're going up this tower, and you have to run up the stairs, jump on this, jump backwards to this, climb up this, and to jump backwards to that other thing, swing on this thing. Like they make it, and you can't even climb on anything like an Assassin's Creed. Like if you're gonna focus on climbing in a game, make everything climbable like an Assassin's Creed or Breath of
yeah,
the Wild. Like make it because you and these people knew. You know how they knew their climbing was bullshit because you have to press on the stick and use your thing to know what you could climb on. Like when
yeah.
you
They
put
made
a
it a thing
mechanic,
where like
yeah,
this
they're like
is where
when
to
you
go.
put a mechanic in the game to show people where they could climb and can't climb, you have a problem. It's like you guys were supposed to finish this, and they're like, we're gonna miss our release date if we make everything climbable. So let's just put a feature in the game that these guys could see what's climbable. And that's the irritation. I don't want to have to press R3 every time I want to climb something. Like I just want to be able to jump and press X. And sometimes I don't press R3 and I'm trying to go. I'm like, why can't I just grab that ledge? Is easily grabbable, and it's like, oh, I guess I gotta click on the stick now and see what the hell I have to use to get here or there. And they make climbing way more complicated than it needs to be. That's one thing that irritates, especially for a game that's going to consist of us doing a lot of climbing.
Yeah. It's funny you say that about that, like her jumping. I don't like it. It feels too floaty to me.
Mhm.
Like sometimes I'm trying to jump to go somewhere, like just over something, and it's like it's too much of a jump, or it
Yeah,
doesn't
it's too
like.
high or it's
Yeah,
too
she does
long.
jump
You
really
know?
high for just like all the time. So and yeah, I think it's a fun game. I think there's a lot of hype for it, and I can see this maybe I don't know. I need more time in it before I say anything. I'm like an hour into it. I was planning on playing today, but again, like it doesn't scream to be played. I just played something else instead. But I'm definitely gonna probably play tonight. Probably when everybody's asleep and I could just like kind of zone in and just play it for a while.
Yeah.
But I'll definitely have more to talk about next week about this. I think we're both being more into the
Yeah,
game.
once we get more into it, I'll definitely have more to definitely say. Like, I have good vibes, but I'm not telling anybody that Stu is a bad game or anything. But I'm telling you guys that traverse in that game, and I think I'm not alone. If anybody plays this game, you get like, oh my god, why is Comp climbing this damn complicated?
Did you buy it? Because there was like a loophole where you could save like $10. Did you do
Yeah,
that?
I was not going through that whole
It's
upgrade.
not. I did it. It just had to go to. You just had to buy it online.
Oh, you bought it
That's
on.
it.
I thought I had to get the disc and then go. You know, I'm.
Oh no, you just buy it through PlayStation Store online. Buy the PS4 version, and then you get the free upgrade.
Well, screwed myself.
Yeah.
Is there any game you played right now before I get into Dying Light 2? There's anything that you played that I didn't
I
play?
didn't play Dying Light 2, so I'd be curious to see your opinion on that. I'm kind of blanking out. I've been playing a lot of like just like small indie games on Steam and stuff. I've been playing this. I mean, you've probably seen it because it's kind of everywhere. Vampire Survivors. It's like a old school kind of side scrolling kind of game.
Keep talking. I can hear you. Just got to get up real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm playing that. But I haven't been playing too much. The usual Warzone, Resurgence with the wife. Playing a little bit of Smite, of course. Might do my dailies on that. But I've been kind of just really just waiting for Elden Ring. It's like I don't really want to play anything else but that. I'm probably gonna wait for Dying Light 2 to go on sale before I jump on that. But yeah, Lost Ark pretty much taking up all my time.
Have you played Nobody Saves the World?
Nope, I don't even know what that is.
What, you never played that? I was gonna bring it up, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to bring it up yet because I wanted to give it a little more time because all these games came out. And I was just like, all right,
Oh
let me.
wait, Nobody Saves the World. Sorry, yes, the side scrolling game. Yeah, I played it. I'm like I like it. I really do. I enjoy it, but I don't know. It's just like I want to play Elden Ring, and I think until I get to play that game, nothing can hold my attention. It's a really cool looking game. I'm playing on my computer, like I play on ultra wide, so it's filling up the whole screen, and it really looks good. And the combat's fun. I like the kind of like the arena battle-ness of it, like going into a dungeon, killing, making your way through it. Um, we got to stop this whole comparison. If a game looks like another game, stop comparing it. Everybody's like Zelda like. I was like, why is it Zelda like? Because the
They got
way the
that two
camera
D. I
looks.
forgot what it's called. It looks like everyone's comparing it to fucking Link to the Past. And
Yeah, it's just like, bro, this plays nothing like Link to the Past. Like, I don't understand why. Like, it's like seeing a car and be like, oh, that's like a Jaguar, and it's like a fucking Honda Accord or some shit like that. Like, it's a car, but it's like four wheels doesn't make it a fucking BMW. You know, just because something looks like something else doesn't make it the same fucking thing. Like this comparison to
we could
like
always say
fucking.
that it drew inspiration from.
Yeah, that's fine. Like, Drew Inspiration, how it looks, cool. But like, it's just I'm tired of these comparisons. We're at the age now where everything's getting compared to everything. We've done most of everything, you know.
Well, a lot of game developers are just like, hey, that worked for them. Why not? You know, like
Yeah, but we
put a
exactly
new
build on
direction.
top of it. But like every open, like I don't know how like open world games are like everything's like a GTA. Everything is a Zelda. Everything is a fucking Skyrim. Everything is fucking I don't know, man. Like it's like stop. Everything's golden eye. You know, like how far back we're going.
Yeah, but it is. So the last game I guess I have on my list that is just Dying Light, and so it's like people have been complaining about the glitches. They gave us like it was so bad for the reviewers because they got it before the patch. The patch had over 1,000 fixes in it, so I wish like reviewers would come back out and make like a amended thing because right now what people are seeing online is like the game isn't saying they're not no one's giving it negative reviews, but it's still getting that whole oh it was glitchy while I was playing. And there's a lot of gamers out there that don't read content, don't pay attention to context. When reviewers get games, it's not patched, guys. Like they're getting the early build of games that they're hoping it's gonna be good. So like this game came out. When it came out, it got over 1,000 patches. When I played it, but I'm still playing it. Like I'm having fun with the game. I've only had one issue, and that was like one quest where I had to go and talk to this little boy, and his head was off. Like it was just his body there and his neck, and there was no head, so they wouldn't let me talk to him. And so
Oh wow.
I didn't even have to reset the game. I just went and did another mission, and then came back to him later, and then his head was back there. So other people are talking about other shit like well, I don't know other people, but people are just saying, "Oh, I'm not buying it until it's fully patched." And Dying Light One did have this issue when it came out where it needed to be patched, and look how great that game ended up being. So for people coming out now and saying, "Oh, Dying Light One is better than Dying Light 2," I want to know your age because I'm pretty sure when Dying Light One first came out, you didn't have the game. So don't talk to me unless you had the game on day one, like people like did. And we could go and compare and contrast what a game is compared to what it was. But
Yeah.
I'm having fun with this game. I feel like I'm still pretty. What's crazy is I put in maybe over 10 hours on it, and I'm still very early because I've been doing like so many side quests that I'm becoming a little bit too powerful. And I'm like jumping into my friends' games. I'm jumping into Mo's game. I got some other friends that are still starting out, and I'm like dropping off powerful weapons. I'm crafting. They're not crafted yet, so now I'm giving them weapons with explosive damage, fire damage, acid damage, all that stuff so they can blow people stuff. But we haven't even been doing any story mode when I go into their games. We're doing side quests. And like one thing I like is that everybody's loot is individualized. So I might be getting level 3 and 4 loot, but they're still getting their level 2, 1 and 2, and I can still drop it off to them like, yeah, I've just modded this, take this so we can get through this thing easy. And like I know when they have like these areas that are best. You can go in the night or day. Better to go out during the night when the zombies are out. Because I like how when you go into buildings during the day, all the zombies are there's more zombies inside there sleeping and stuff. You can go in because sometimes I just go in and fucking just cut all of them up and shit because I'm so damn powerful right now. But then there's nighttime where you got these places they're like dungeons, I should say. They're not called dungeons, but they're like dungeons. So they have these chests that have stuff that require you to level up. And they'll have like 4 of them in these one buildings. And when I went through it by myself the first time, it took me like 45 minutes to get out. You got to be stacked. You got to make sure you have stuff to keep your infection from overflowing, keep your health up because you're going to go through numerous rooms full of zombies, trying to figure your way through, find a way to pick lock, avoid getting infected. Because one thing they never really explain this, but in the future of Dying Light, everyone is infected. They had this little type of cure, but when you're not in the light, at nighttime your infection can take over your body. So you literally have like this timer, a 6 minute timer. The timer runs out, you get infected, and you transform into a zombie. So you got to be wary of that at nighttime when you're running around the place. If your thing is getting too low, they have like these
So
shrooms
what kind of light, like sunlight or just like a flashlight on you?
sunlight or like UV light is what they use at night. So you have to run into UV light and like get the meter to go back up. But if you're
Okay.
in one of these little dungeon places, all you have is like your items. You have to make sure you carry around enough. Like they have like these inhalers that help you stray off your infection. These shrooms that could do it for you. So it's like a little nice little aspect they put in there to make sure you not only stay away from dangerous zombies at night or attack them if you want certain trophies, but you have to pay attention to your infection level too. And they got missions that are only done at night, missions you can do either night or day. They try to warn you, like if you do a day mission, that like, hey, pretty infected, you might want to wait till nighttime to do this mission. But I just be like, fuck it, let me see if I make it. There's running places. It's much funner doing co-op because you could go and like there's like loot drops in places like they'll have like army trucks and loot, but you have to use lock picks to open up all the doors. So like I'll tell Mo like, yo, you hold off all the zombies while I unlock, I'll pick off all the doors and shit like that, or I'll go, or like Mo is still low in the game. This is my cousin I'm talking about, guys. He's the one I play co-op with most stuff. So he'll be like fighting and he's getting surrounded. So since I'm so high powered and level, because you could do, they have two combat trees. You have the, or you have a combat tree and then you have a parkour tree. So every time you get a skill level, you can either put it in the comp zone. You'll get a level. If you do a lot of parkour stuff, you get there's missions that give you parkour experience points, and there's missions and things you do that give you combat experience points. So like you get the super kick, you'll run faster, like you jump further. So I like one reason I play with my friends because since I'm further than them, I like to show off all my skills. So they'll be like surrounded by zombies, and I'll just jump off the roof and I can just slam on the ground, and all the zombies fly backwards and shit like that. You know, there's no guns. You do get a bow and arrow, which I haven't yet used yet. I still only have melee weapons like poles and axes and things like that. It's fun. Um, One thing I want to get to, I guess, has been everyone's like pet peeve of the game, other than the glitches, is decision making. So it's like they have the peacekeepers, two major factors, peacekeepers and the survivors. And it's like there's times where your decisions could get somebody killed on one end, and those are the big ones. You know, they time you, got to make it right. But and the other side will be mad at you. But when you go to their base, they don't stop you. They pretend like nothing ever happened. You can still go and walk in and buy shit from their people and things like that. Like it only matters when you're doing the main story, you know, and also like grabbing bases. There's bases to go, so you can get more places with light at night. And depending on what side you choose, like if you do peacekeepers, you could get traps on the road for cars. So when you're running away at night, you can like blow up cars as you're running away. But you give certain stuff to the survival survivalists or whatever they call, whatever I said they are, the survivors. They might have extra zip lines around the place so you can run around and zip line a lot of places without having to be touching the ground and stuff like that. So they have skill trees. I wouldn't call them skill trees, but they have their own progression path for each of that. So if you find a new location that you turn into a safe zone, the game makes you choose. You want to go to the peacekeepers and you'll
Oh,
get this thing if you give this to them, or if you want to give it to the survivors and you get this. And so depending on who you give it to, not only do you unlock certain stuff, but you'll have certain people else. So like if I gave a lot of shit, 3/4 of the map to the peacekeepers, or no, I should say the survivalists, because I'm mostly on their side, and so the peacekeepers will be like, some of them will be patrolling, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're the one that gave up that water to the survivors, and now we're starving out here," and they'll like bring up stuff like that. And in certain missions, if they don't like you from the other side, they'll randomly just attack you. Like the peacekeepers will see me on the street, and they're like, "Oh, he's the one that did this," and they'll go and fucking attack you. But as soon as you reach their base and go inside, no one reacts like other than the main story character that knows what he's done, but everybody else will just pretend like they'll tell you, "Oh, don't come here anymore," or "I'm pissed off at you," but then as soon as the story mode is off, the zombies can literally walk into the base and do it. And the reason that irritates me is because Techland made a big deal about how the decisions were going to be a big thing in this game, and hopefully, since they said they're going to be um, supporting this game for 5 years, that next DLC and stuff that come out because they already got the season pass and everything. I hope your decisions actually mean something like if I go against the peacekeepers, I don't want them coming to ask me for help unless it's like someone that's betraying them or something, Like that
yeah,
should be no reason for me to go and interact with them. If I fuck up with the survivalists, then maybe hey, they'll let me in the base, but there has to be some type of consequence, like raise prices for me because I'm helping the other people out more than need to. Like they won't sell me better weapons. My weapons there would be weaker than my weapons if I go to the peacekeepers because I've been helping them out more. Like people say stuff to me like, "Oh, look at this motherfucker!" Like, "Yeah, you betrayed us." And stuff. And, I want to hear shit like that. Like, make my decisions matter outside of the main story. Because right now, you make some tough decisions. Like, I've killed people I didn't want dead, just because I had to make a tough decision, and like, so we'll talk and you might make different decisions than me and the game world would change, but outside of the story, the people that don't know what's going on in our outside of the village life are just like, oh, hey, how are you? You killed our leader, right? But yeah, we'll still sell to you, so it's like,
I mean, video games can be video games sometimes.
yeah, so I just wish they didn't make such a big deal about that. When it comes to glitches, though, all I've had is that one glitch. I've never had anything else. So people like stop listening to reviewers all the time. I really wish we lived in this world where people actually went and tried out games and stop relying on the opinions of others. Because if I listened to other people's opinions, I wouldn't be into Dynasty Warriors. Like I love Dynasty Warriors. I wouldn't be into Life is Strange if I listened to people's opinions. Like sometimes, guys, you just gotta know if you have. I know there's people that only could buy one or two games a year, but I think if you have to read or listen to an interview to buy a game, you didn't want the game in the first place. Like, because if you really want a game, you're not looking at. You'll still look at the reviews. Like I still look at reviews, but I still buy it anyway. People sitting on Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires. I still bought the game day one anyway because I love Dynasty Warriors. I'm gonna have fun with it. It's not about what they did because everybody needs to remember just because IGN had a bad review on a game, that was the person that reviewed the game's review, not the whole fucking building of IGN employees thought that the
Yeah.
game sucks. It was that one person that reviewed it. But people on the internet like to think like, oh, this one person said something about the game. And yes, I would love it if you guys listen to me and you feel my opinion matters. But I don't want you to feel like don't buy a game because I didn't enjoy it. It's just my taste. Mad King is gonna have his own taste. We used to argue in high school about I'm saying a game is good. He's gonna tell me, oh, the graphics ain't good enough for the game to be good. These are the differences of opinions we used to have in high school. So this guys, everybody
Well, I was mostly talking about sports games and shit.
has. Yeah, I know. Yeah, sports. And I think there was one game on Xbox you didn't like because of graphics. I can't remember what damn game it was, but
Well, I think not to defend my argument, but like it's all about immersion. It's like if
yeah.
something is really great, but everything else is kind of like the sound quality's off, graphics are not there. It kind of takes you out of it. So I think we both agree graphics are important. But yeah, man, you had your. It's funny from all the games, I didn't think we ended with Elden for with Dying Light 2, but
Well,
here we
I
are.
wanted to end it with that because I wanted people like to know, get into the like, oh, let's hear about the new stuff first instead of the
Yeah,
stuff that are like weeks old and shit. But oh no, I wasn't even done. That wasn't even my last game. I forgot seafood, yo. Oh man, this game now. So here we go, reiterating again. I hated hard games, but I have a stream up. I don't know if Twitch took it down already. I forgot how many days they go before they take it.
it takes 30 days.
I'm gonna stream Sifu again on this week, probably on Thursday, because me and Mad King are gonna differentiate. He's gonna do Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. I'm gonna do Tuesdays, Thursdays, and we'll see about Saturdays. Some Saturdays I'll do it. Sometimes I won't because we want our weekends. But you'll probably get something out of us at one time or another. But this game is fun. Like it's a hard game, and yet I'm stuck on the second boss. And from the internet, it looks like I'm not the only one. Everyone hates the fucking second boss of this game. But I say, give this game time. Like you literally, like I didn't want to practice, but this is one of those games where you actually go back to your home base and you want to practice. I'll tell people now, practice jumping with L1 and up on the right stick and ducking. Like you'll get past the second boss if you could dodge and then do the ducking and jumping right. I feel like, cause I realized this after the third time I faced him. But this game has a good mechanics. You age every time you die. It's like a Souls light. you have a skill tree you can put up points in and try and if you want to keep a skill you have to upgrade I think 5 times and it'll stay with you forever. So like I just been like this whole thing I just been like putting it into one thing so I'm like all right now I don't have to worry about this skill anymore. I'll have that skill no matter what, so I just been like doing that. The combat is so perfect. That's what makes me love this game. Like combat feels so fluid. It's straight up crouching tiger, hidden dragon, Bruce Lee, way in a dragon type shit. You know,
How
um,
much is this game again?
39.99.
Okay.
So $40. So if you like a challenge, you definitely want it. If you don't like a challenge, hey, a patch came out for easy mode, which I haven't tried out. So maybe the next time I stream it, I might play on the easy mode and see if I can beat the second boss. And see what's the difference. I'll play it on hard, on the regular, and then oh yeah, they made a legendary. I think they're putting a harder mode too. I think like one hit kills. If you get hit one time, you die. They probably put that in for that
Speed
streamer
one
that
stuff. Yeah.
that guy that went and sped through it in 40 minutes without getting hit once. So they probably put it in for somebody like him, like, yo, let's see if you can beat it now, motherfucker. But the game's good. Um, what else I loved about it? It did spark this debate about games being too. Because I saw on the Easy Allies podcast, my favorite guy Huber, he got mad about people complaining about the difficulty of the game, and now that they're putting an easy mode in the game, that kind of upsetted him. He's like, and I like how he approached this because usually I'm just like, yo, you're dumb if you don't like this, but he approached it like we understand. Like Huber hit me like at first I was like, yo, motherfucker, I want an easy mode. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I don't care if the game was meant to be played hard. I want my easy mode. But
Yeah.
then he came out toward the end. He's like, I understand for those who like work all day, buy multiple games, you have no time for this. You want an easy mode so you're not stuck on this one game. That's my demographic right there. Probably yours too. We work, we come home, we don't come home to sit on one game and just keep dying. Like this,
But also, like, we have relationships, we have
yeah,
kids,
I got
pets. Like,
kids.
it's not just like work and come home. We have like an actual life. A lot of us
You
at
know,
this age do.
Yeah, the amount of work it takes for us to put out content for you guys don't even know how much of our damn days we have to freaking go and pull out. We're not like these
Yeah.
other guys where you guys are paying us to freaking sit here and talk. We do this because we love talking about games. So we hope that you can support us in one way or another. But at the same time, we don't get paid for any of
Yeah.
this unless you support us, just so you guys know. So we take the time out of our day because we love the Gamers Network and we don't want to give up on this. So you guys might see that we disappear here and there, but we'll still be back. We're not giving up on Gamers Network, so we're here. But Sifu, guys, 39.99. I know if you're waiting on Elden Ring, just wait for a sale on Sifu. It's a good game. I'll stream it on Thursday. I'm gonna try out the easy mode and see if
What
I
are you
make
gonna
it.
stream tomorrow?
Tomorrow I'm streaming Destiny after the update. So I'm
Okay.
gonna probably be online 1 or 1:30 because I know every time Destiny has an update, you have to when you turn on the game, they have the loading, you have to wait for it to fucking load up, and who knows how long that loading screen usually takes. So if it goes right away, I'll start streaming right away. I'll be streaming about 1, but because it releases official, they say you could download the update at 12 a.m. tonight, but you won't be able to play till 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right.
No, that's all I have for games. So, one new segment we want to come out here with, guys, is like before we go, we want to tell you guys what we're watching this week and see if you guys want to check it out. Give some recommendations. And maybe if you guys come back next week, we can talk about it if you watched it. So, Fred, like, what's something you've been watching this week that you think everybody might like to tune in, or you think people should tune into?
I think it's funny. It's for just for this segment. It's like what we're watching, not what's new and what we're watching. Because I don't. I just watch stuff when I want to watch it. But I was saying, it's funny enough. An article came out that all the MCU TV shows are coming off of Netflix, which is funny enough because I started watching Daredevil during that time, and I got you
Are
watched
you gonna
Daredevil,
finish it, or you just watching it over?
rewatching it just to kind of like just missed it. And I started watching The Punisher, and then you get news that Punisher is coming to Hulu. So I've been watching, kind of catching up on Punisher. So he's such a good Punisher, and I'm just like really kind of enjoying that. Kind of taking my time with it. You know, with Netflix, you could just binge everything and you just like rushing through it. But now I'm kind of like taking my time, really getting into it, and just enjoying it at my own pace. I would say definitely. I don't know what's gonna happen with those. It might switch over to Hulu with
Yeah,
the
Punisher is the new season is going straight to Hulu. All
yeah,
of
but
it.
I'm talking about the old stuff.
Yeah, it's going to Hulu. So what Disney's doing, because they own Hulu and they're trying to
Yeah.
stay clean, so they're gonna take all Daredevil and Punisher, and if they bring back Jessica Jones, all their grueling stuff is going to. Even though Deadpool is on Disney Plus, I believe right now, but they're gonna put all their rated R TV shows on Hulu so they can keep Disney Plus clean.
Oh wow, that's stupid. Okay. Um. Yeah. So the book of Boba. We didn't even get a chance to talk about that. Did you finish that yet?
Yes, I did. The new
Yeah.
Avengers.
We could talk about that. I mean, shit. We could start do a whole nother podcast of just the shows we've been watching. But yeah, the book of Boba. If you took a break the first three episodes, do yourself a favor, continue watching it.
Trust
I
me, the
wasn't
last
too
two
much of
episodes, well, the second, the two episodes before the last
before the last
episode
one
were the
was the best
Mandalorian,
ones.
and
Yeah, but those are
then
the best ones.
yeah, then the last episode is the Avengers on Boba Fett. You know,
I don't say it that, but I didn't enjoy the last episode too much. It just felt very rushed, and like I don't know. But I think
you
just
didn't
catching
like
up
the
on
last
that,
episode? I love the fucking last episode.
he just called it the Avengers.
Yeah, I loved it.
I thought you was yeah, but like
I wasn't
it's.
snubbing it. I loved it.
Oh, I thought it was a snub because that's what it felt like. It felt like it was just like
Nah,
it's
I
just the
loved it.
bullshit, just like
I just
cameo,
feel like
cameo,
at the
cameo,
end
come,
of the
come,
other
come.
episode is just like, oh, we're gonna recruit people, and then at the
Yeah.
end of then it's just like, oh man, here we go. We're gonna see what all this recruitment went to. And I'm sorry, we didn't say spoilers
No,
beforehand.
the whole premise. I mean, oh, we're not getting too much into details, but yeah, that's the two things I've been watching. I'm trying to get into that zombie show on Netflix, All of Us Dead or something like that,
Oh, I finished that. I finished that already. I love that,
and
man.
then the new Vikings show I think just came out on Netflix
Yeah,
too.
Vikings. It's
Valhalla.
connected to the show though, right? It's
Yeah, it
connected.
is, but it takes
No,
place
I
100
never
years
watched the show.
afterwards.
I never watched Vikings. I always meant to and never got into it.
And then also just mad stuff. I gotta watch the Vikings, the new series, the zombie show. What's it called?
All of us are dead.
All of Us is Dead. And then one more. Cuphead just came out. I watched the first two episodes. It
I
came out
hate
on Netflix.
I hate Cuphead, so I ain't
Okay,
watching the
it
show.
looks good. It feels very traditional to like the game, but like the voice acting, I'm not feeling. And then the fucking scary movie that came out, Texas
And
Chainsaw.
yeah, I got that on my queue to watch.
So
Me
I'm
and my
probably gonna
wife
watch that
need to
tonight
watch
with the
it.
wife.
Yeah, I'll probably watch that tonight too. They can bring it up next week. But like people, I'm gonna talk about shit that I did watch. And if you recognize this song right here,
Oh, please, no spoilers. Because my HBO got canceled halfway. I'm only like two episodes in, so if you guys spoil it, I could log off
no,
real
I'm
fast.
not spoiling. I'm just saying, Peacemaker, motherfuckers. Watch Peacemaker. This is John Cena, what he was meant to be in. Like, fuck anything else you ever saw John Cena in. Peacemaker is the shit. This show is perfect. It is I love it. Like, watch Peacemaker. It has the best beginning ever. Intro that you watch every single time. And this show has James Gunn written all over it. Like this Peacemaker, man. I'm mad the season's over. It's been renewed for season two, but I can't wait for season two. I'll probably rewatch this season all over again. But season finale was last week. It was great, and I don't want to ruin that. Other than
Yeah, because I'm
Peacemaker,
like, I feel like you, so you just want to talk about, but
no,
I
I'm
could,
not, we already went over an hour and a half already, so
yeah.
we don't got no time to talk about it. But other than Peacemaker, guys, check out the Fresh Prince of Bel Air on Peacock as a really good rehab. People were hating on it, but if you read the reviews from the people that were hating on it, they were all white. So yeah, you can't really rely on white people to tell you about black people culture shows. So it's like watching ATL and a white person tell you, "Oh, that show ain't shit." Like
Yeah.
it's ATL. I don't think it's meant for you. So like, yeah, check out the new Fresh Prince on Peacock. And what's one other thing? Oh yeah, and if you guys, for the gamers, if you love Shenmue, Crunchyroll just released 3 episodes for the Shenmue show, and they follow the game. So go watch this anime. And like, if you need a refresher what happened in part one, you can watch this anime and know exactly everything that happened in part one of the anime because they follow. They got everybody. They got the black guy with the dreads. They got, which is the only black guy in all of Shenmue. You know, they got Fuko-san, like Landi, like everybody that knows Shenmue, like go check out fucking Shenmue on Crunchyroll. Like you're not gonna be disappointed. That's it until next week, guys. We hope you guys enjoyed the show. We're gonna continue to try and do this every Monday, 6 o'clock live. For those of you who listen, thanks for listening. If you listen to us on Spotify or iTunes, please rate us. Please give us 5 stars. If you give us any less than that, I am inclined to believe you are a hater. But we still love you and we thank you for listening anyway.
Yes, definitely
Um,
join our Facebook group. Very popular right now. We have a great community of people. We're constantly talking about games, movies.
the
So it's a great
Facebook
place to just
page,
kind of hang
the
out.
Facebook group, because we have a page and a group. So join both. If you want to see our
Yeah,
streams pop up right away, that all goes to our page. But if you want to be part of our community that talks and chats, and we're not on our Discord is dead, but our Facebook group is alive.
yeah, exactly. Well, Dre, do your famous outro.
Well, you know how it is, guys. Until next time, enjoy your drinks, enjoy your games. Peace out.
See you guys.